how does the frontline leadership team play a role in times of layoff? I'm Greg Schenkel, President of Unique Training and Development and Frontline Leadership Systems, and today we got to look at laying employees off. Now, this is not the most positive subject, but in any manufacturing organization or distribution organization, you're going to find there are times when the workload drops enough where you may have to do some layoffs. And the myth is that leadership really doesn't have anything to do with layoffs. It's just done through the human resource department, and they just take care of handing out the slips and the employees are exited and they leave. But I think that you'd agree that the challenge in most organizations is we may need to lay off today, but we may need to recall those employees in the future. So the fact is that we think that the frontline leadership team, and in fact the leadership team in general, needs to be part of the layoff process if they want employees to return later. There needs to be this smooth transition, and we need employees to feel that we've been treating them respectfully and effectively as well. So one of our manufacturing clients did have to do a layoff because their order volume had dropped off. It had spiked up, they'd added to their head count, and then it of course went back down to quote more normal levels. So they had to do a layoff, and usually they would just tell the HR department, you know what, just let go of those guys and give them their slips and tell them where they can go apply for employment insurance. The problem is that made the layoff process really cold and feel a lack of caring on the employee side. But at the same time, the company felt that their volumes would actually, over time, pick back up again, and they would need some of those experienced workers to come back. So they decided that involving the leadership team in the process would actually increase the chance of that employee being willing to be called back in the future. It conveyed the sense of positive intent and even hopefulness that there may be a callback in the future. So I've got a few tips for how leadership needs to stay involved when laying plant employees off. Number one is to deliver the news and to explain why. There's no need to sugarcoat it. What you need to explain is our order volume has gone down, and that means that we need to make sure that our labor mix is correct given the volume of business that we're doing. And I think employees will inherently understand that. They don't expect you to keep them around if there's no work. At the same time is we need to explain it as opposed to, sorry, we're doing a workforce reduction and you're out of here. So linking it to, hey, our volumes have dropped off, we need to correspondingly drop our labor. At the same time is you can move to tip number 2, which is to express positive intent to recall in the future. Now, you're not making a full-on commitment because who knows what the future will bring, but you want to say, hey, as our volumes come back, we will be reaching back out to you if you're available to see if you want to return, and we hope that you would consider doing that in the future because you're laying that groundwork to make it easier to bring them back down the road. And then, of course, you want to give them the positive. Tip number 3 is really to wish them well and help them with the process. So that means that you really want to have them leave, even though it's a kind of a negative message. You want them to leave with this sense of, hey, we really wish we didn't have to be going through this. This is just what the business requires right now. And here's all the ways that you can help, apply for your employment or unemployment insurance. And, here's who you need to go to, and here's the steps you want to need. Here's your paperwork. And just help them so that they can bridge to get the benefits that they need. And they'll remember how well you treated them even as you did a layoff. And I think if we could warm up the layoff process, we can lay the groundwork for recall in the future. So once you've figured out this less than positive thing of having to lay plant employees off, I think you're going to recognize that your leaders could probably strengthen themselves in other key areas. And of course, that's where our frontline leadership training program comes in. It's 3 full days or 6 half days of content. And really, it's about 3 times that amount of content for some of our clients that keep coming back for more development opportunities. And you can check out the course content and also start a conversation with us by visiting our website at uniquedevelopment.com. So whether you have us come on site and deliver training in person, or you use our state-of-the-art virtual training studio because it makes more sense from a logistical standpoint, we want to be your partners in leadership excellence.